Greetings, church family. Has it really been 4 years since we last met together here in Warwick for the South England Conference session? Much has happened in the world since then. Obama was re-elected president, Russia has been at war with the Ukraine, the West finally acknowledged genocide in Sudan, and closer to home in our own conference the news has been just as compelling. For no matter to what degree the global economy continues to suffer, the church must remain focused on its mission to promote the gospel and spread the good news of salvation. That was our mandate. That's what you entrusted us to do. So let's take a few moments to review what has been achieved over the past 4 years. In order to succeed in our mission, we have sought diverse and innovative ways of making evangelism interesting and accessible. That has been and will always be our focus. We have a waiting world and we are a willing church. The folk most difficult to reach, those with no affiliation to us, our faith and our beliefs, we have had to ensure that our ideas and our approach remain current and relevant. Our committee decided to work with the theme Reach In, Reach Out, Reach Up, Reach Across, which was adopted by the TED. It was both challenging and exciting to partner with various groups of members of the church to develop and deliver programs that would reach the unchurched in communities that previously knew nothing about the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Over the past 4 years, we have built on the diverse forms of evangelism begun in our first term of office. New congregations and new church plants excite us, and we continue to see development and growth in those areas. We've seen the development of the School of Evangelism, where our ministers and laity continue to employ new and innovative methods of evangelism. Over 2,000 baptisms in 4 years. Our Pathfinder events have been fertile ground for the winning over and saving of our youth. Many young people have committed themselves to Christ through the annual Teens Prayer and Faith Conference. Camp meeting continues to be a wonderful source for building and strengthening the faith of our members, as well as helping new members find the Lord Jesus Christ. But in 2011, as we began the quadrennium, there was a very distinct buzz in the air. A once-in-a-lifetime event was on the horizon, and the South England Conference was not going to miss this opportunity to witness.
Set.
Oh, they're away, and Gatling got away brilliantly, and he's ahead of the field at the moment, and Bolt going very, and here comes Usain Bolt! Usain Bolt storming through, he takes it again, Blake gets the silver, 9.64! Oh, he's retained his title in the most emphatic way.
There is nothing quite like hosting the Olympics. The entire country was in the mood for a party, and what better time for us to reach out? The conference sponsored community fairs, health expos, 3 large-scale drama productions from 3 of the most prominent Adventist playwrights in the conference. Beyond Gold by Mervyn Ware, There Was War by Jermaine Wong, and Thou Shalt Not by Mark Gray. Our reach out strategy was really blessed, as we were fortunate to partner with churches of other denominations and hosted 2 very successful days of fellowship at the Troxy in London. The Troxy is very close to the Olympic Park, therefore it made Sabbath worship accessible for visitors to the Olympics looking for a place to worship on the Sabbath. The Olympics was a great event and a huge success, involving hundreds of members on scores of projects from different churches. We were mindful that though the Olympics brought thousands of visitors to London, they would soon leave and the indigenous community would remain. What of them? What strategies did we have in place to reach our neighbours, our colleagues, the man in the street? The General Conference rolled out the initiative Mission to the Cities, and the South England Conference partnered with the BUC under the leadership and guidance of the TED to successfully deliver the first phase of this ongoing project to minister to and connect with the diverse local communities in the City of London. In 2013, a major program was run across London throughout the year, which yielded 500 souls to the Lord. The success of the project has prompted the conference to select another big city, which is Bristol, to run its own Mission to the Cities program in 2015. In all these projects and initiatives, the pastors have greatly been supported by the laity. The members have really embraced the mission to witness, and on average we have had over 1,000 attendees at our Evangelism Expo each January for the past 4 years. One of our strategies that has proven a success has been in devices where we have sought out lapsed Adventists and nurtured them to the point where currently a small group of individuals now meet 3 weeks out of 4. In 2014, this group returned a tithe of over £7,200 and have reserves in their trust fund of over £5,000. In addition to this, 2 individuals from the group are now taking Bible studies in preparation for baptism. We have been blessed to see 29 new church plants and groups started in the past 4 years. One of those has been in the Leighton Buzzard area. The work that they're doing is so appreciated by the local authority that there has been no charge for the community centre that they've been using for the past year. We thank God for these small miracles. We understand that our host community is part of the most secular with the prevailing ideologies of atheism and evolution. That is why such great efforts are being made to evangelize using a language easily translated and readily understood by those looking on who may be skeptical of our beliefs and motives. In the Dunstable area, our impact has been so noticed and appreciated by the community that the community hall that was earmarked for demolition by the council has received a postponement due to the multiple uses it enjoys as a result of this ministry. We continue our work with the church in Enfield. This ministry, alongside with Totten and St. Austell projects, are focused on winning members of the host community in this country. We continue to fund these ministries, and no one should doubt our resolve in seeking to reach out to the majority population in this country. On an annual basis, we're spending over $200,000 on this specialized ministry on top of our normal budgetary allocations. The South England Conference continues to grow with over 2,000 new members having joined this church in the past 4 years. The most effective method of evangelism and soul winning continues to be the traditional evangelistic program, without a doubt. That is where we see most souls being added to the church. It is appropriate, therefore, that we pause here to say a special heartfelt thank you to all the pastors and lay members involved in these particularly challenging but ultimately rewarding projects over the past 4 years. The South England Conference currently operates 3 primary schools. These are Highland House School in London, Newbold School in Bracknell, Fleetwood School down in Plymouth. These schools are successfully run, financially viable, and have good Ofsted reports. Our Treasurer has assigned individual members of the Treasury team to work closely with each school, and this has proved beneficial in helping the schools to run a tight ship and manage healthy finances. The Highland House School is in transition from its current site following the closure of the John Loughborough School, which is on Holcombe Road. Teachers and parents of the school did not immediately warm to the idea of moving further into London, as there were obvious disadvantages. This included some concerns about the location, which resulted in some parents leaving the school. However, I'm pleased to say that by far the majority have remained through consultation and engagement. All our staff and current student population will be moving with the school to its new site in September 2015. Over £1.2 million have been spent on getting the school ready for its new incumbents. These are funds that have been put away for over the past 12 years as we've sought to find new premises for the school. The builders have done a very good job, and I'm sure that many more church members will want to send their children to the school given the quality of these refurbished facilities. Oh, thank you. Fleetwood Primary School in Plymouth is a very well-run school. Most of its pupils come from the local community because of its very good track record. In the past quadrennium, we've partnered with the school to extend its facilities. Within the next school year, we will need to find new leadership as the current head moves to retirement after many years of excellent service. Newbold School is under new leadership also, and with the head teacher Jackie Chrissy at the helm, we look forward to a positive future. We've helped in modernising some of the facilities and will continue to work with them as they expand and grow the school in line with their plans to extend its appeal further into the community. After a long struggle, sadly the John Loughborough School closed on the 31st of August 2012, and this came on the back of 2 notices to improve and 2 special measures categorizations. And the school went into special measure in 2009, and try as we might, it did not resurface. The second categorization of special measures in 2011 spelt the end of the road for the school. Haringey Borough set up a special panel to look into the overall performance of the school going back 10 years. They concluded that the school was no longer financially or academically viable and proposed its closure. A valiant struggle was engaged with various professionals and legal individuals working with us, but sadly the school closed in 2012. The conference continues to support the Eden Independent School with a similar appropriation to the other primary schools. Albeit a small school, Eden caters for both primary and secondary school students. Its affiliation with the South England Conference continues, but we've not been able to achieve the objective of the SEC school becoming a AAA Adventist accredited school. We continue to pray for all our schools, their leadership, the teachers, students and parents as we start another academic year in September. How do I best summarize the achievements of 4 years in a few minutes? I think about the raised profile of the church through media. Over 80 programs aired on Revelation TV. I think about the birth of the School of Evangelism and how fantastic that's been, where hundreds of members have been trained and skilled up for evangelism. I think about the Mission to the Cities initiative in London and Bristol. I think about our Pathfinders and the excellent work that they do in breaking down barriers in the community. I've been present and I've seen our young people marching in the street, and I've seen people stop and look in awe as our young people march by with their drums and dressed in their paraphernalia, and we're just so proud of what they do. I think about the purchase of new churches, which gives a public face to what we do as a church. I think about the purchase of the North Runcton campsite and the tremendous potential that brings for the evangelization and the retention of our young people, and we just want to say how good God is to us. And then I think about the strong potential for the relocation of these offices, where we can expand and further develop our communication and media and outreach programs as we continue to focus on reaching the lost men and women of the South England Conference. I think about that feature film Fired Up by Mervyn Weir about William Tyndale and the translation of the Bible. I think about the many projects that we have sponsored and supported, which has given us access to audiences that we would never reach using the conventional methods of evangelism. I think about the creative evangelistic methods that are being employed by our churches, which is making them visible in the community. When I think about all these things, I'm just so excited about the potential of our church for the future. Over the past 4 years, the demands of the job has been such that the department has been strengthened to take on a full-time personal assistant in the form of Paul Lee. Together with Ruth Stewart, my secretary, they have served the department loyally and faithfully. And I give them both thanks for the very good support that they've given to me in this role. Their late nights, early morning shifts, and willingness to go beyond the call of duty has been much appreciated. Behind the scenes, I must also give thanks to my wife for her faithful, loving and loyal support in the years that I've been in this role. She has been a tower of strength, a prayer partner and a critical friend, and I want to personally thank her. I'd like to thank all the members of staff at the SEC for their hard work and support. We've enjoyed an excellent family ethos over the years. I'd also like to show my appreciation for all the church members who are constantly reminding me that they've been praying for me during my time in office. Above all, my biggest thanks goes to God Almighty, who has sustained all of us by His mighty hand. Whatever we've achieved or accomplished, it has been in Him, for Him, and through Him. And I want to say, to God be the glory for all that He has done. May God bless you, and thank you.